A lawyer for Senator Grace Poe clarifies that they are not presenting the results of her DNA test as a piece of evidence before the Senate Electoral Tribunal, but assures they will reveal it to the public. Marje Navarro tells us why.
The lawyer of petitioner Rizalito David has reservations about the possible admission of Senator Grace Poe's DNA test as a piece of evidence in her disqualification case before the Senate Electoral Tribunal. Attorney Manuelito Luna says it was not discussed during the preliminary conference of the case and thus it shouldn't be made an issue. One of the lawyers of Poe only mentioned during the oral arguments that a DNA test is being conducted to trace a probable relative of the senator.
The public deserves to know yung ginagawa nilang undertaking ngayon dito sa process na sinasabi nila on DNA testing na ginagawa nila in consonance with their position that she is natural born. Although sa tingin namin hindi naman kailangan talaga itong DNA dahil sufficient naman yung basehan para makarule ang SET kung natural born siya o hindi.
But Poe's lawyer attorney George Erwin Garcia says they will not present the result of the DNA test as a piece of evidence to the Senate Electoral Tribunal. He says this is unnecessary because the issues before the tribunal are questions of law. He further argues that the burden to present evidence is with the petitioner to prove that the parents of the senator are not Filipinos. Poe's lawyer is confident that their arguments that the senator is a natural-born Filipino citizen remain strong. He said that the law presumed that Poe's parents are Filipinos because she was found in the Philippines.
Kahit wala yung DNA test, pwede kaming manalo at talagang mananalo kami sapagkat nakalagay naman mismo sa international conventions, sa treaties at mismo 1935 Constitution na ang presumption of nationality and being a natural born is in favor of Senator Grace Poe. So you don't need to present any evidence.
Despite this, Garcia assured they will disclose the full details and the result of the DNA test. He says the public has the right to know this, especially because Poe is running for presidency. Garcia also believes there is no need for Senior Justice Antonio Carpio to inhibit from the case simply because of his proposition during the oral arguments that Poe is not a natural born but instead a naturalized citizen. He says they respect the magistrate's opinion and they are going to respond to it and further explain their position in their memorandum.
Maganda na yun, kahit pa against halimbawa sa amin na opinion niya, yun nga ang purpose ng oral argument. Patunayan namin na, sir, mukha pong mali po ang argument nyo. And after the oral argument, after the submission of the memorandum, perhaps we will be able, and we are hoping that we are able to convince not only Justice Capri but the other 8 members of the tribunal, ito po ang tamang alternatibong opinion at ito po sana ang maging desisyon nyo.
The period given by the Senate Electoral Tribunal for the submission of memoranda and evidence on the quo warranto petition against Poe will lapse on October 6, after which the tribunal will decide on the citizenship issue of Senator Poe and decide whether or not she is qualified to remain in office. Marje Navarro reporting for Y News.